he spent 30 years in the classroom. One thing I admire about him and is that he could have coached high school. If someone said, why didn't you coach? He didn't want to coach high school. He wanted these young minds where he could start out with the basics. Middle school is what he did. Very influential to those people. He was 30 years in teaching and coaching in Johnston County.
But Lynwood was such a, like a hero of all the kids. He was like a giant in a way, because he was a tall man and everybody just totally respected him. You know, I can never recall a player as a child or as an adult. I can never recall, even working with him, anybody saying anything negative about Lynwood as far as a coach or a parent complaining or, you know, kid complaining because they didn't get to play or they got cut off a team. So Lynwood was probably the most fair person I've ever been around in coaching.
When I got to coach at South Johnston one year, the girls there, and how much he helped me do it as a trophy in trophy case at South Johnston. 1971 runners-up in the district. It should have Lynwood McLamb's name on it too.
Very community oriented. He was very comfortable right there where he was and didn't want the pat on the back to go to the higher level.
He was very influential with all the kids. That's a good role model in sports, and he was passionate about sports. Now he played golf, he played baseball in college, basketball in college, and then high school was all conference in a couple of years. He was just a good all-around fella, and I don't think he had an enemy in the world that I know of, because he was not that kind of person that would create enemies.
Lynwood kept lots of detailed records about his teams. I didn't know that, and I remember one year, I'd been there a year maybe teaching, and he said, come over to my office during planning. He said, I got something to show you. And I went over and he had our 8th grade football team and all the different stats. He said, look how many tackles you had. I had the second most on the team. I could remember him saying, you had the second most on the team that year. I played right tackle. And he said, and then he started showing me all the different stats, and then he showed me this all this different stuff from all the years of all the different stats he had. And I was like, that tells you about somebody about how important what he was doing was to him, but he didn't want any recognition for it. That's what was so impressive about him, you know, to me. That was just one of those moments that I just remember.
You know, and he'd often told me, we'd be talking about some students, said, well, he'd always say, I know they know right from wrong. Mm-hmm. I mean, he put it in those symbols, so I know they know right from wrong. Mm-hmm. And I agree. I said, yeah, they're supposed to know right from wrong. Mm-hmm. That's the way he looked at it. None of this technical stuff.
Mm-hmm. It was just so simple.
He knows right from wrong, and they know what they shouldn't do and what they should do.
Just being a friend, a best friend, you know. If you got a best friend in New York, you would know. You would know. And if you lose a best friend,